Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera bersama saya Irfan Faruqi. Di waktu ini kita bersiaran langsung daripada Malaysian Career and Training Fair MCTF di Mid Valley Kuala Lumpur, dan pastinya ketumpuan kita nak berikan kepada berkenaan dengan cabaran peluang mencari pekerjaan di Malaysia dan juga bagaimanakah kita untuk memahami dinamika pasaran buruh di Malaysia ketika ini di tengah-tengah kehangatan dan juga kemeriahan PRK, Pilihan Raya Kecil di Parlimen Pulai dan juga Dewan Undangan Negeri Simpang Jeram. Dan ketika ini kita akan bersama dengan Pengarah Urusan JobStreet, Mr. Vic, dan kita akan meneruskan temu bual ini dalam bahasa Inggeris. Thank you, Mr. Vic, for joining us now. So as we walk, I want to start with understanding the job scope scenario here in Malaysia. What's new after pandemic COVID-19?
I mean, what's really exciting to see is look at the buzz. The amount of people and exhibitors and employees looking for talent is amazing. Anyone out there who's looking for work, please come here. We're here for the whole weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, so tomorrow as well. So the trends are looking good. Malaysian hirers are hiring, so employers are looking for talent all the time. There's so many ads online, come to JobStreet.com, but in here we have 10,000 jobs from over 140 employers. So you can see all of these booths all around us, different companies. And within the companies, you can learn more about their business, their programs, their HR policies. So it's looking really good. So, yeah.
But then when we talk about that 10,000 job opportunity, what kind of job, what kind of opportunity and skills employer are looking for? Is it technical, is it digital, or is it still something that conventional, the one that we look for before pandemic COVID-19?
I mean, there's going to be a mix for sure. I mean, there's definitely technical jobs. There's actually a full range of jobs, right? So we've seen from internships and opportunities to join companies as management trainees, all the way to even senior roles. So there's an opportunity for everyone. But I would say that some role categories have changed. The pandemic has made us a lot more digitally aware, so you will see a lot more digital roles. But that's, I think, to be expected and probably in line with global trends. Yeah.
When you talk about opportunity for everyone, it's quite interesting also because I noticed that the one who come here is not necessarily exclusively young. Yeah. Some of them are quite senior also. Yes. So what kind of opportunity they are looking for, and then what the employer are ready to offer to these visitors?
I mean, I was just saying just now, I'm not looking for a job, but if I was, this is an amazing place. And you're right. I mean, you can see people all walks of life. And as you know, even students are looking for internships all the way to senior managers. And I think that's the opportunity. Over 50% of job seekers prefer that interaction to be face-to-face because they want to know the kind of culture, the kind of chemistry with people that they're working with. And a career fair is a great opportunity to do that because you get to meet your HR person, you get to meet your peers, you get to exchange stories, and there's no time limit. You know, so you can see people taking their time, they're explaining, they're talking. You know, it's not a hurried experience. So it's an opportunity for everyone. I feel like almost like any Malaysian looking for a job today can probably find one here. It's that exciting.
Yeah. When we talk about the assignment also and stories, as you mentioned just now, what are among the concern about employers when it comes to Malaysian potential candidates and workers in terms of their skills?
I think the skills, you know, I don't think there's a lot of concerns around skills, but I think there is definitely some concerns around whether they can match up the flexibility expectation. So, you know, we've been speaking to a lot of job seekers today, and there's a lot of expectations to have flexible work. Okay. So that means hybrid work arrangements where they work 2-3 days in the office. Not all companies can do that. You know, if you're a manufacturing company, you may need someone in for all the days. But I can see that a lot of employers are very flexible. You know, we've been going around and speaking to, of course, the employers too. And, you know, like, and we've been witnessing this conversation, and it's so good that the expectations are matching a lot closer than when it first was, you know, when we all got back. Then there was this whole expectation, hey, I want to work from home, but you have to be in the office. But I think there is a great middle ground now. Yeah. So I think that's really exciting to see.
Yeah. When it comes to matching, one of the concern and the thing that we keep talking about is about the skills that are already got by the graduates and then young people compares to what the employer are expecting. So now that kind of skill now does not necessarily comes from BA certificates, all this long-term course, but can be achieved by short courses. So for employers, does that still become a requirement? You need to come from certain university before you are being considered heavily become their potential candidates, or short courses has already become like a major consideration?
I mean, that's an amazing observation, right? So I think as a baseline, there is definitely qualifications that are required, but there are so many opportunities for job seekers to be able to learn and upskill themselves. Like for JobStreet, for example, if you're an app user, you have our app on your phone, there's actually a tab called Seek Max that teaches you very small bite-sized learning to up your game. So you can be better at Excel just by 1 week watching the video content. So that is definitely encouraged, and I would say that employers actually love the fact that their employees are proactive in upskilling themselves. So I would say that although a baseline education may be required for some roles, they're definitely open to candidates wanting to try new roles and upskilling themselves. So that's why I feel like this is such a great time to be alive. I think the work is really evolving in a way that it's now a balanced, equitable transaction between employees and the companies they work for.
And then moving on to preparation for visitors, especially for those potential workers, what do they need to prepare themselves before they came here? Is it suits become something that is compulsory, or any other preparation they need to consider before they come?
I think first impressions, as you know, how well are you looking? You're not looking for a job, but definitely first impressions matter. So the care and effort will go a long way. But we made it easy enough that you've seen the QR codes on some of these booths. You can just scan and apply directly. So if you've got a JobStreet profile, it just makes it a one-click apply to get your CV up there. So I would say that as long as you come with that sort of preparation, you're probably really good to go. Yeah.
We can upload the profile and CV into JobStreet.
Yes.
But then what are the elements that candidates need to put inside all those CVs so that to become more impressive, more presentable to a potential employer?
No, it's great. I think standing out as a job seeker is so important, right? Because there's so many people applying for the same role. So definitely your resume should be padded with experience, should be padded with things like your project work, what experience you've gotten, your exposure, so as much as you can. But of course, we know graduates may not be able to do that because they're first job, right? But so you put all your interests, the things that you've been working on, and of course, if you are taking side courses, list them down, show your proactiveness. I think that goes a long way. Yeah.
Other than that, in terms of companies who are exhibiting during the MCTF, because currently we are working in the hall in which there is a lot of big company, and then there's another hall which is a smaller company, but it's also a very exciting prospect over there. So what can candidates and visitors expect in terms of employer that they're going to meet whenever they come here?
Yeah, so there's definitely a great mix of very large businesses, like we're standing next to really large financial institute, banks and so on. But there's definitely technology companies, local innovators. Just now we were speaking to a company that's developing software for automotive use. So there's a lot of different, as I said, over 140 exhibitors. There's a lot of different options. There's culinary arts, there's universities, there's education. Like if you're a teacher, there's also opportunities here for you. So there's definitely a mixed bag. And some, you may want small businesses, some may want to work for a large company. So I think for everyone, there's something here.
And then there's also a concern about wage. And then I understand that JobStreet this year got a wage guide 2023. And then can you share more about that report?
Yeah, so we do a survey with, based on all the data that we have and the survey that we do externally, we essentially collate all the salary information for all the main job roles in Malaysia. So that's available on our site now. Please go and download it. It's a great, when you're going to apply for a job, it's great to have that information with you. So be a well-informed job seeker. So it's there. And of course, for employers, it's a great guide to know where to structure your salary and your package to kind of match what the market is offering to the similar candidate. So that's available to download today.
I see. But then in terms of the minimum wage among employers, and then we are also discussing about progressive wage, which are going to be introduced by the government. Is there any talks among employers about how to adapt with that policy?
Yeah, I think, employers that have a very large base of contingent workers and those that do maybe more labor-intensive work will definitely face some pressures in terms of cost. But if we want to hire Malaysians, which we should do, that's, I think, something that's an acceptable sacrifice to make for a business. And it also means that you get to build a nation. So, and I think that's something very important.
And then talking about hiring Malaysian in Malaysia, some of my friends already migrated to a certain country for work, UK, Singapore, most of them. But then that's the issue of brain drain. Are we losing talent in Malaysia working for other companies outside of Malaysia because of what they can offer, which is better from what we have here?
I think there's two ways to look at this. If you're a job seeker and you're a Malaysian, getting an overseas opportunity is great exposure. And that's something we do want to encourage but we also want to make sure that our best talent remain in the country too, and we can attract talent that is already outside. So that is, I would say that is a flow. So we just need to make sure that it's a balanced flow. Like today, we have exhibitors from Hong Kong, for instance, that are recruiting Malaysians to live in and work in Hong Kong. Even JobsDB, our sister brand that is in Hong Kong, have been, their clients have been actively looking at talent in Indonesia and Malaysia. So I think Malaysian talent is very attractive. And we do see a lot of flow out, but we're also seeing a lot of people come back. Malaysia is a great place to live, right? Especially as, people want to be closer to their families, they want to be closer to nature, and Malaysia offers that and more, right? So it's the flow I think we need to manage.
Yeah. For conclusion, is it correct if I understand from your explanation just now, when you're starting to get into your career, it's okay for you to go overseas for exposure, but then come back to Malaysia.
Come back with the skills? Yeah, sure.
That's the understanding, is it correct?
I mean, that would be my ideal way, yeah.
And then for a few last words before we end our interview, what is your expectation when it comes to job market in Malaysia? We're currently dealing with a very tough economy when we talk at a global stage and also in Malaysia. So in terms of job market in Malaysia, what is your expectation?
Yeah, so for me, I feel like, human resources are so important for the economy to be rebuilt. We have so many jobs that are out there. And we know that job seekers want flexibility, but I would like to appeal to all the job seekers, take the jobs that appeal to you, and also be flexible in reverse. So flexibility is a two-way street. Get those dream jobs. Go after your career goals. And don't be too caught up by small things like, oh, they want me to work only 4 days in the office instead of 3 days. Be a bit more flexible, and let's build this nation back up. So I think there is jobs. We just need to make sure those matches happen and people start those roles, right? Yeah. So that would be my advice.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vic, for joining us right now. Itu sahaja untuk waktu ini bersama dengan Mr. Vic, Managing Director untuk JobStreet Malaysia. Kita akan berehat seketika, kembali selepas ini. Kita nak bersama juga dengan pengunjung-pengunjung yang berada di MCTF dan kita nak dengarkan apakah mereka cari, what are their expectation dan apakah yang akan mereka dapat melalui MCTF ini. Kita kembali selepas ini. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Kembali bersama kami di waktu ini. Sebentar lagi kita bersama dengan Mr. Vic, Pengarah Urusan daripada JobStreet Malaysia, memberikan sedikit gambaran berkenaan dengan apakah yang ada di Malaysian Career and Training Fair 2023 ketika ini di Mid Valley Kuala Lumpur, berkenaan dengan apakah jangkaan daripada majikan-majikan yang mereka cari dalam kalangan calon-calon dan juga bakal pekerja yang datang ke MCTF ini. Dan untuk waktu ini kita nak cuba untuk dapatkan beberapa orang pengunjung dan juga di kalangan majikan yang mungkin boleh berkongsikan berkenaan dengan apakah yang mereka cari. Dan saya nak cuba dekati dahulu Universiti Teknologi Petronas UTP. Nak interview sikit boleh? Boleh? Sebagai tengah live di AWANI sekarang ni, cuma soalan dia, apa yang dicari di kalangan pengunjung-pengunjung dan juga calon-calon yang datang ke UTP?
Kebanyakannya bertanya tentang kita punya postgraduate programs lah. So di UTP kita ada offer 12 program untuk master by coursework. Yang buat special compare dengan program lain adalah program-program ni kami offer secara open and distance learning, which is boleh belajar secara fleksibel. Itu antara kekuatan yang kita ada dekat UTP lah.
So UTP datang untuk FCTF ini untuk tujuan tawaran sambung pengajian, bukan tawaran pekerjaan.
Betul. Lebih untuk pengajian di peringkat sarjana ataupun PhD.
Okey, sarjana PhD. So setakat ni sambutan dan juga pertanyaan apa yang dapat respon daripada pengunjung?
Sekarang saya rasa sambutan yang okey lah daripada pengunjung. Tapi itulah dia konteks dalam exhibition ni mutu career kurang sikit lah, tapi bagi kami berpuas hati.
Baik, itu terima kasih tuan. Kita untuk waktu ini bersama dengan UTP, itu antara booth ataupun ruai yang dibuka untuk waktu ini di MCTF 2023. Dan selain daripada MCTF, ada juga beberapa institusi kewangan yang bersama dengan kita di waktu ini yang membuka reruai dan juga cuba untuk mendapatkan dan bertemu dengan seramai mungkin calon-calon yang mencari peluang pekerjaan. Tapi menarik, seperti mana yang kita nyatakan tadi, bukan sahaja di kalangan yang muda tetapi juga yang berusia yang hadir di sini untuk mencari peluang, tak semestinya peluang pekerjaan tapi juga peluang-peluang lain seperti tadi. Itu merupakan peluang untuk menyambung pengajian. Kita cuba dapatkan lagi calon ataupun orang yang boleh kita interview. Saya bang, nak interview sikit boleh? Siapa nama ya?
Astro.
Astro dari mana?
Dari Rawang.
Oh, Astro dari Rawang. Datang ke MCTF ni cari apa ya?
Cari kerja.
Okey. Sekarang jurusan, lepasan jurusan ke?
Yes. Lepasan electrical engineering.
Engineering
dari UiTM.
UiTM. So, apa expectation bila datang sini? Memang nak cari syarikat engineering ke ataupun tak kisah nak rentas bidang ke?
Nak cari bahagian course yang kita belajar lah, electrical engineering lah. Itu yang bagus lah.
So, setakat ni berapa banyak booth tapi?
Dah lebih dari 5.
Oh, okey. So, setakat ni 5 tu pergi apa yang ditanyakan ya?
Saya just tanya course yang relate lah dengan yang saya punya course dan apa benefit yang dia tawarkan apa semualah.
Setakat ni respon?
Respon positif lah. Ada lah, banyak jugalah. So saya pun ada chance lah untuk pilih yang mana yang lagi baik lah.
Yang baik tu in terms of benefit ke gaji? Sebab sekarang kan bila tengok dekat X kan untuk kata gaji engineer ni yang paling susah sekali nak naik. Dia lah kerja paling kuat tapi paling susah sekali nak gaji naik. So in terms of gaji tu apa cabaran yang rasa?
Sekarang ni pun susah kita nak agak lah gaji berapa yang ni kan. So kalau yang orang kata berbaloi, kita ambil lah, itu je lah.
So tak ada expectation mana kalau kena sampai 3,000 dulu barulah saya ambil kerja tu. Kalau setakat 2,500 yang minimum 100,500 tu mungkin tak consider langsung.
Sekarang ni pun susah juga kita nak demand terlalu tinggi sebab company pun kadang-kadang dia ada dia punya target untuk pilih lah yang mana yang ni. Kalau orang kata macam berbaloi tu kita ambil lah, itu je lah.
Okey, terima kasih banyak. Tapi datang daripada Rawang, esok main lagi kot.
InsyaAllah.
Okey, terima kasih banyak. So good luck. So itu antara calon yang dapat kita tanyakan beberapa soalan berkenaan dengan apa yang mereka cari di MCTF ini. Kerana bukan sahaja dalam kalangan syarikat yang tersenarai awam atau public listed company seperti Gamuda, juga ada Berjaya, tapi juga ada syarikat-syarikat teknologi yang berada di Dewan satu lagi. Dan ini merupakan kawasan di mana tempat untuk mencari peluang pekerjaan bukan sahaja dalam bidang yang konvensional tetapi juga dalam bidang teknologi. Hai, nak interview sikit boleh? Can I ask a question? Terima kasih. Baik, cubaan pertama ini kedua gagal. Kita cuba cari calon-calon lain. Akak, adik nak tanya soalan sikit boleh? Lari. Can I have a question? Itu antara cubaan-cubaannya. Tapi ketika ini, walaupun baru hari pertama dan baru sahaja dirasmikan oleh Menteri Belia dan Sukan sebentar tadi, kehadiran memerangsangkan dan juga penampilan juga sedikit mengujakan kerana bayangan kita datang ke career fair biasanya kita akan mencari ataupun datang dengan pakaian yang lebih proper, dengan pakaian suit dan sebagainya. Tapi kalau anda lihat di sini, ada yang datang dengan pakaian yang lebih santai, dengan pakaian-pakaian yang lebih casual, datang untuk mencari maklumat-maklumat lanjut berkenaan dengan pekerjaan yang ditawarkan di sini. Kita cuba jalan lagi untuk mencari siapakah di antara peserta-peserta yang hadir. Assalamualaikum. Dan soalan sikit boleh? Ni tengah buat apa ni?
Tengah fill form.
Fill form untuk
Company.
okay.
BAT.
Memang kenal ke BAT?
Saya baru hari ni tahu sebab saya datang sini.
Sorry, tanya nama siapa?
Nama saya Pengarah.
Amirul Afif. Panggil Afif. Ke panggil Amirul?
Mana tu?
Boleh. Baik, Afif. Datang sini dengan kawan-kawan, 5 orang?
4 orang.
4 orang. Dari mana-mana ya?
Kami semua dah baru habis belajar. Sekarang ni semua dah kerja masing-masing lah.
Oh, dah kerja dah masing-masing?
Ya, betul.
Oh, I see. So, datang ni untuk cari kerja lain?
Ya, kalau for better future lah.
I see. So, setakat ni berapa booth dah pergi?
Boleh kata kita orang stop every booth yang kita nampak.
So, setakat ni daripada set lawatan tu, apa yang majikan-majikan ni bagi tahu in terms of apa yang mereka cari?
Usually diorang dia tak sama macam career fair yang saya pernah pergi dulu. Sekarang lebih pada self-service. So dia just bagi kita QR and then kita kena check list sendiri, job list sendiri. Cuma kita kadang diorang bila kita tanya some questions about apa yang diorang offer ke apa, diorang akan approach kita lah. Okay.
So setakat ni bila pergi ke booth tu, Afif tanya apa?
Usually if they what type of position yang diorang offer. Macam saya punya background communication, so kat sini kebanyakannya yang banking lah. So untuk communication, media ke apa ke, saya lebih kena tanya lah.
Background communication? Okey. Ada kerja dengan saya CCTV mana ke? Okey, okey. Risau kita, takut kita punya kompetitor. Tapi itu sebab background communication. Tapi banyak kat sini digital dan sebagainya. Diorang ada peluang ke untuk background yang berbeza ni?
Biasanya kalau yang kebanyakannya susah lah sebab tapi semua company most of the companies kita ada mesti ada communication punya department kan untuk diorang punya corporate ke untuk everything semua.
Okey. Nak tanya kawan ni. Dia main tala kamera kat kita tapi dia tak nak cakap kat mic kita. Nak tanya siapa nama?
Nasrin Safura.
Panggil?
Nasrin.
Nasrin datang sini, apa expectation dia?
Just to gain information company-company yang ada kat sini and maybe cari kerja juga.
Cari kerja dan juga cari maklumat pasal syarikat lain.
Betul, company yang kat sini.
Tapi bila datang sini ada datang preparation apa-apa ke?
Ada sediakan resume juga lah.
Ini memang yang first ke datang?
Tak, saya ada datang awal tahun tadi. Awal tahun tahun lepas. April. Kat sini juga. So this one second lah, my second time.
So yang first itu cari apa, yang second ni cari apa?
Sebenarnya yang second ni just teman kawan je. Ya, support member.
Support member tapi sebab dah ada pengalaman kan. So tahulah macam mana cara nak berjalan tu. So kalau ada nasihat untuk orang yang macam baru first time datang career fair, apa dia orang kena buat ya?
I think you kena prepare resume siap-siap, soft copy, hard copy, and then buat research dulu untuk company-company yang ada kat sini. And then prepare juga soft skill, cara untuk bercakap, tanya apa yang nak tanya dekat company-company tu semua. Itu je lah.
Tapi memang kena print resume sekarang?
Some company ada yang nak hard copy. Tapi sepatutnya soft copy dah okey dah. Just prepare dalam phone je lah.
And then bila datang nak tanya soalan pada company tu, kita memang kena fully prepared ke setakat tahu generic dah okey and then boleh tanya lebih-lebih kat sini?
I think for general je lah. General. Lebih-lebih pun lagi better lah kan. Why not? Okay.
Ada tips tak macam nak impress employer sebab dia orang kena HR kan. So kalau kita boleh impress dia mungkin kita punya potensi nak terpilih tu lebih tinggi.
Betul. I think impress kan practice bercakap. Apa lagi?
You background communication ke?
Tak. Tak. Law and business.
Oh, I see. Dan sekarang practice?
Tak, saya punya bukan tak boleh practice. Just maybe a legal advisor dekat company macam tu, compliance macam tu.
Tapi kalau compliance, rasa tak banyak kan offer kat sini?
Tak banyak sebab tu saya teman member je. Actually saya dah kerja.
So Tapi nak cari kerja lain kan?
Tak.
Okey, so teman-teman dah tengok member teman. Tapi setakat ni member dengar cakap tak? Ke member dengar cakap tak? Ke dia orang pun buat hal sendiri kata so ready macam-macam tapi dia orang pun tak buat.
Dia orang buat.
Baik, terima kasih banyak. So itu antara mereka yang hadir di waktu ini untuk MCTF di Mid Valley Kuala Lumpur yang akan berlangsung hari ini dan juga esok. Itu antara fokus yang kita berikan tumpuan untuk waktu ini, khususnya soal cabaran mencari peluang pekerjaan. Dimaklumkan bahawa di sini ada 10,000 peluang pekerjaan yang disediakan kepada anda. Tapi seperti mana yang dimaklumkan oleh rakan-rakan pengunjung sebab tadi, persiapan harus dibuat dengan serapi mungkin. Tapi dalam masa yang sama, sekiranya datang sekadar nak window shopping, anda boleh datang dengan secara bersantai. Tapi cabaran itu is real dan diperlukan kepada tindakan di kalangan potensi para pekerja untuk meningkatkan kemahiran dan sebagainya. Itu sedikit sebanyak diskusi dan juga apa yang boleh kita bawakan di waktu ini. Saya Irfan Faruqi. Salam hormat.